Yeah.
Drill me.
You gotta choose your side. You gotta choose your side. It's do or die. I said it's do or die. I said it's conflict in all areas, nigga. You choose the side. You could win or you could lose, nigga. It's do or die. Energy don't lie, it just testify for what they saying. I just look them deep into their eyes, going against the God in me. Now that's suicide. Higher self, higher level, higher wealth. To move like this, you gotta put your pride up on yourself. They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger.
If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken, I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking on water, now they really know I'm God body. Gifted from birth, so the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah. Said I'm a fine diamond.
Shadow Box. And the Wu-Tang sword.
Welcome.
No matter how hard they try, I found myself in divine timing. Now they follow what I say like my name Simon. Led the chosen ones to victory in divine timing. The time is near, the signs are clear. 144, activation is here. We rise in the vibration with no fear. Oh, the Thundercats we all hear. And now it just don't seem fair. It just don't seem fair.
Welcome. Hey, welcome. It's your girl Jazzy. How's everybody doing out there? This great Sunday. Sunday evening, we climbing on up the calendar, climbing out of the calendar. We almost at the end of what is it? August, heading into September. Yeah, this your girl Jazzy. We got another great episode here for you tonight. Let's talk with Jazzy. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. It's something that we all may need to hear. You know, I've been talking about the seven sacred echoes. And the first echo, if I will go over it, it was the echo of a nope. It is the whisper that won't let you quit. The whisper that won't let you quit is that little still voice, or that nudge, if you will, that when things get tough and the tough gets going, it suggests and says to you, keep going, just pushes you a little bit further. It's that divine nudge. Is how when whatever you choose to believe in, God, Elohim, Yeshua, the Most High, speaks to you when you're ready to give up. Second echo is recap. She carried fire in her silence. The power of unspoken resilience. Honoring women who endured without applause. You know, us women that didn't get the pat on the back, never got the pat on the back, never got the clap, never was honored for the things that we have come through, yet we were able to still achieve, still endure, still keep a smile, still help people, never giving up, always there for our children, cooking when we should have been somewhere laying down sleep. She carried fire in her silence. Echo 2. Echo 3 is when pain becomes a prophet. That's right. When pain becomes a prophet. My opinion, pain is, can be a prophet. You know, that still voice, some of us call it intuition. Whatever you choose to call it, we all have a level of propheticness in us. We see, we hear things before it happens. We get a nudge, we get an intuition, we get a feeling, gut feeling. Don't go that way. No, he ain't right. She ain't right. You know, something's going on in that classroom. But yet we don't adhere to it, because we too often don't believe in the gifting that a lot of us carry, the intuition a lot of us have. So we find ourselves hurt, broken, and causing pain upon ourselves, or finding ourselves in painful situation. That's when you know pain has become a prophet, because it's already warned you, it's already told you, but you just chose not to listen. And number 4 is the echo of a praying mother. It's that generational intercession, that ability to pass down that mantle, if you will, praying for your children, not giving up on them. It's the unseen prayers that shape destinies, that push your children just a little bit further, that covers your children when they don't even know that there's some sacred divineness covering them. That's the midnight cries, that's the midnight prayers, the echo of a praying mother. And lo and behold, what would we have tonight? What would we have on this great night? Okay, somebody in the chat saying what you saying over there? Not really. It's gonna do what it's gonna do in time. Not for nothing. I appreciate all that coming in the chat talking about 1,000 this and 1,000 that. The reality of the matter, if it's not real, and if it's not organic followers, and it's something that I shouldn't be, I don't need that detour, because tonight's episode is God was in the detour. That's right. The 5th sacred echo is God was in the detour. So whoever you are, because I get y'all come in here every night, or every time I'm live streaming, talking about if I'm tired of streaming to zero. Well, the reality of the matter is I'm not streaming at zero. I might not be streaming in the multitudes quite yet, but trust me, I got that kind of faith and that kind of belief, and I'm speaking it into existence. It shall and it will, and those numbers will turn into triple, quadruple digits. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Rome wasn't built in a day, but I'm here for it. So if you will, if you're real and it's something that's real, follow me on one of the platforms. And I trust that when I find time, I'm going to try to get back to everybody that's talking about follow and stuff. As long as it's legit and I'm not breaking no rules on these platforms, then I'm all game for it. But back to the 5th echo for tonight is God was in the detour. For all of those that don't choose to use the word God, or however your situation is with God, whatever you believe in, whatever your whatever you call her, Mother Nature, Yeshua, Allah, Jehovah, whatever you choose, I'd call God. Okay, and I will be referring to that. As I refer to that, you refer to what it is that you choose to believe in, because you have a right to choose and believe in whatever it is that you choose to believe in. But just know that as long as it's of a higher being, it's of the Most High, and that it's a greater source, whether that's within inside of yourself, to greater yourself, better yourself, then hey, whatever floats your boat. But God was in the detour. And I've had many of them. I've had many of them. Yes, I have had many of them. Let's see if I'm live over here yet. Say I'm live on Facebook. I don't know how this works, but it is what it is. I don't need to see myself. I can see myself right there in that monitor. But listen, trusting divine redirection, trusting in lessons learned in delay, lessons learned from loss, Lessons learned from the unexpected turns. We might have thought, you might have thought, I often thought, I missed it. I missed it. I thought from time to time that the doors might have closed on me or the door closed on me. You might think or have thought that your dream got delayed. But I'm just here to tell you, to share with you how God was in my detour, how possibly God is in your detour or had been in your detour. But what if the reroute, the detour was divine? Have you ever gave it a thought? Have you ever for a second in time gave it a thought when you're rerouted or detoured? What if, just what if? And the reality of the matter, for me, I know what I believe in is an on time God. I am that I am within inside of myself. What if God was never late? What if what you believe in was just leading you in a different way? Huh? Ooh, just what if? Hey, this your girl Jazzy. You're tuning in. You're tuning in to me live on all streaming platforms. Facebook, Twitter, known as X now, Kick, Twitch, Travo, YouTube, Instagram. Tune into your girl. Let's talk with Jazzy Wanda. Hey, I'm excited. So get comfortable. Because Echo 5, Sacred Echo 5, episode 11 is another good one. That's right. Is another good one. See, sometimes the road we plan gets blocked. I know for me, probably a good thing as I see how my life has unfolded. And maybe if you take a look at yourself and your situations and things that you have been blocked from, rerouted to, has been a good thing. And then we find ourselves on a path that we never chose. And while we think we never chose it because it wasn't in the plan that we thought, that I thought, or the plan that I so desired. But guess what? What if the detour was the exact route my God, your Yeshua, your Allah, your whatever you choose to believe in, what if that detour was the exact route you needed to take? Or what you believe in needed you to take? Just what if? What if those breakdowns was the birthplace of your breakthroughs? So you mean to tell me the times where I might have had a breakdown was the birthplace of a breakthrough? And I can kind of see that. Because oftentimes when you go through something and it's just too much for you and you find yourself at the end of the rope or the road of that situation or that circumstance and you're just ready to break, it is a birthplace. It's a birthplace for a new you, a new beginning to come up out of that situation or that circumstances that's taking you down a road that you're so uncomfortable of being in. I could accept that. What if, just what if God's detours are divine disruptions. What if, just what if, whatever you believe in are divine disruptions? See, because for me, my God, and whatever you believe in uses delays. Yeah, we want to call it the devil. We so quick to put everything on this character, the devil. It's a shame. It's a shame. You got to know that where was it created from? It ain't got more power than where the creator, the source of it came from. So no matter what, even if it can't take you out unless it's your time to be taken out. Just that simple. That's that simple. But we give too much credit and too much homage to the enemy when half the time he, she, whatever you choose to call that particular being, dark angel, angel, whatever you call it, okay? Negative, low vibration, the devil, Satan. It's not always that. I'm talking about God is in the detour. God was in the detour. He uses divine, she uses whatever you believe in of a higher source greater than yourself, within yourself, divine disruptions. God uses delays. Yeah, delays. Delayed but not denied. You heard that before. Delayed but not denied. He uses, she uses, whatever you believe in uses detours, disappointments. Disappointments and detours to protect us. Too often, when he detours us to protect us, it is to prepare us and reposition us. But no, we too comfortable in what we think and believe it should be. But then we also say we believe in something greater than ourselves. For me, greater than myself within myself. I am that I am. I had enough to come to that knowledge. And all of that was through detour, delays, disappointments, to prepare to reposition me. To deprogram my mind, to come up out of the matrix to a certain degree. If you will, God was definitely in my detours. And in the midst of being in my detours, do you realize that whatever it is you believe in, a source greater than yourself within yourself, has hidden provision? You know, provision for the vision. It's called hidden provision. Okay, for instance, there's people, there's lessons and resources that I would have never encountered but for the detour. You would have never encountered but for the detour. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, some of them detours warranted and granted you a greater platform, a greater place, greater opportunities, okay, and brought you up out of that muck and miry place in the detour, in the disappointment, in the delay. Oh, it's some people that I would have never met, would have never encountered, but yet for the detour, but yet for the disappointment. See that thing, or that saying that all things work for the good? Yeah, the detour. It works for the good. That's that hidden provision. When things go in the opposite direction of what you planned, and the outcome happens to benefit you in such a way, even though it might cause you to a certain degree, because it doesn't always got to cause you hardship and heartache. Doesn't always have to. Being detoured don't always have to be a negative thing. See, because whatever that source is that you believe in, so already knows what's going to happen before it happens. That intuition, that ability within inside of yourself. If we tune in, if we pay attention to it, if we believe in ourselves just enough. So it's always not negative. But there's people and there's lessons and there's resources. Yet I would have never came across but for the detour. And what I choose to believe in is definitely in my detours. It's not always Satan, as the Muslims would say. It's not always the devil, as the Christians would say. It's not always low vibration, which the energy people would say. I don't care whatever you say, whatever you believe in, just make sure you believe in something greater than yourself within yourself that can make things happen and that can protect and shield you, even in the midst of the detour, even in the midst of the disappointment, even in the midst of the delay. Because what you got to know is delayed is definitely not denied. Like I said, it may not feel good. It may not sound good. But guess what? As long as what you believe in is in the detour, for me, God is definitely in the detour. So much so that I've come to a resilience of faith over frustration. That's right. Faith over frustration. Choosing to trust in the reroute. Hey, either you believe or you don't. You know, we such believers in whatever we say we believe in. You gotta have faith in the frustration, choosing to believe in the rewrite, choosing to believe even when it doesn't make sense, choosing to believe even when it's not what you planned, even when that's not the way you want to go, even when you had another whole thought about it. Faith in the frustration. I learned to trust. I've been in so many detours in my life. I learned to have faith in the frustration that whatever it is that's causing me to feel so uncomfortable, something great, good, and mighty got to be coming out of it. If we would, as a people, would position ourselves to know that when mishap, delay, disappointment, rerouting happens too often, even if it hurts, it's for your good. Because a greater source, God, is in the detour. You got to have faith over frustration. You got to know without a shadow of a doubt whatever is causing what's causing is going to work out in your favor. In the way it turns to work out in your favor is that you got faith over frustration and you believe, no matter what it's feeling like. No matter that my femur bone got ripped out of my leg and I was detoured for a whole month in the hospital or more. Okay, everything had to be semi shut down because hey, the show don't stop because you get taken out the picture or you get sidetracked or you get delayed or you get disappointed. Things have to continue to go on. I had faith so much so that that last tragic accident that like to take me out, after 3 days in the ICU part of it or whatever, where you all sedated up and don't know if you're live or 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 on your way to, if you believe in heaven, on your way to heaven, or you believe to the next phase in life, which I call is transition. That's by the time I was able and coherent enough, and we had some things planned. I told him, no, make it happen, make it happen. Hey, guess what? Jazzy Wanda and Pastor Wanda just won't be there. In the meantime, things go on. Life goes on. Just because I was detoured don't mean that everybody else got to be detoured and sidetracked. No, we have to learn to let the show go on. Because I'm being worked on. I'm being repositioned, rerouted, stretched out on my back, and tuning in and listening to what's the next move. That part. That part. That part. That part. Faith over frustration, man. You gotta, don't let it, even when it don't make sense, roll with it. If you believe in what you say you believe in, roll with it, trust in it, because it's gonna work itself out. Legacy in the left turn. Now that one. Legacy in the left turn. What you building, where you gonna wind up, what you believe you want to be. I mean, cause guess what? My desire, if it was left up to me, I was gonna be a top model. I was gonna be this actress, this movie star. At one point, I wanted to be Diana Ross, a singer. Okay, I was in school to what was it, to take commercials, learn commercials and acting. I was in the New York School of Ballet. I was wanting to be a ballerina. Hey, that the entertainment world. I was coming out of Harlem. I was a Harlemite. Okay, Harlem and Bronx girl. Hybrid. Okay, legacy in a left turn. Boy, I had some great dreams for the limelight of life. From Harlem to Florida, but that was not the plan. Apparently not. Okay. And at a very early age, I had to accept that, especially when I had that tragic incident where I was hit in the face with a bottle and caused my whole face to get ripped open and caused me to have stitches and plastic surgery. No, man. What 13, 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl would endure such hardship? I believe I was in the hospital for a couple of months. maybe 3 at the most, if I could remember back to 1975. Okay, devastated. Whole plans just carpet pulled right from up under me. I ain't have no idea that there was a God in any such detour in the life of a 13-year-old wanting to be a superstar. I just didn't. I did not. So legacy in the left turn for me was from Harlem to Florida. And you know, Harlem presented some real tough assignments for me. Some real tough assignments. Granted, I didn't make the New York School of Ballet. I didn't become an actress, a model, or whatever it was that I had going on. But I was destined to be seen, known, and heard. I became Jazzy Wanda. That's right, Jazzy Wanda. If it wasn't Jazzy Wanda in the Rolls Royce movement, it was Jazzy Wanda in the ladies movement. I was 13, 14, 15 years old. I was a promoter. I was a bus ride giver. I was a hustler. I knew how to make $1 out of 15 cents. I ran my daddy's businesses. My daddy was a gangster mobster. Okay. And my brother keeps reminding me when I say working in daddy's stores and around his workers, he say, no, girl, you was raised by gangsters. So my behavior, I'm not too fair to say my character maybe has a portion of gangster in it. My boys will say, some of their friends will say, Pastor Wanda, you're a gangster. Okay. Jazzy Wanda, you're a gangster. No, it's not that I'm a gangster. It's that I was raised by gangsters. I vowed that I was not going to be a mobster woman. I was not going to be a gangster woman. So I took my butt on to college and got up out of Harlem. Okay. I got up out of Harlem because this show was headed in that direction. I had what was my high school graduation. I had an after hour spot where, if you know anything about an after hour spot, it's the place that they go after the bars close, where you could still drink and party and do your thing. Okay. In some little hole that's really nice and designed as a bar. Yeah, it said Jazzy's Retreat on it and lights. So I was still paving the way in the detour. Okay. In the detour. I had go-go girls. Hey, what was I, about 18, 19? Had go-go girls dancing for me. Then they called them go-go girls. Then y'all call them strippers now. Or some of them call themselves dancers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pastor Wanda, Jazzy Wanda was in that detour. But let me tell you something. I ain't stay there too long, too quick, because my God had another plan for me, and it was college. College was my way out of Harlem. I so heartily believe that to this day. From Harlem to up north to the first college, to Rochester Institute of Technology to the second college, from Rochester to Florida, here I came. And it's a lot of more stories in between all of that, but that's enough. That's enough to hold you that there was definitely a detour going on. There was definitely a different assignment going on from Harlem to Florida, from Florida to becoming a pastor, from becoming a pastor to a podcaster. And boy, I could tell you some stories about becoming a pastor and sitting up Woo, forgive me. Sitting up under some of those ministries and some of those churches, so much so that the detour came about that I created with the detour my own ministry of a church where I vow that to help people. Okay, not to preach to nobody, especially after COVID. Nobody don't need nobody preaching to them. People need somebody telling them the truth about life, how to maneuver and become a better person within themselves, how to overcome some of the tragic situations and circumstances that life affords them. Then this is just my opinion, because I've been there, done that, sat in it for almost 30 something years, preaching to people, and there's no no 100% true results. But I don't really want to go down this road path, so I'm going to get off of the topic. I'm not going to stay too stuck over here. But for the love of me and starting my church, starting my ministry after COVID, I found that there was a detour for me, that God had another plan, and my church would not be like the churches that maybe everybody goes to. But I'm going to tell you something. We help. We help. We change lives. And we have fruits of results of people to show for it. So from pastor to podcaster, I sit here, unbeknownst to me, that from Harlem to Florida, from pastor to podcaster, is proof that God is definitely in every pivoting business. Definitely. Definitely in every pivoting business. Without a shadow of a doubt. Every pivoting business. Because there's no way that I would have ever imagined at this juncture of my life that this where I would be. I know one thing, that if I had to do it all over again, why would I want to change? Why would I want to change? We might say I would do this different, I would do that different. Guess what? I had plans to do everything different than some of the things that transpired, but yet my God had a detour. But in those detours, I'm telling you, some of the people, some of the things, the places, the growth that I have, I would have never. And guess what? Not for nothing. Even in the church realm, in the church world, I've met some great leaders, some great orators, some genuine people. It's all in the detour. Met some no good ones. Absolutely. Hey, but nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I know I met and learned enough to know in my detour why I sit where I sit, how I sit like I sit. Because my God had another plan. I can help more of you through the internet, through the camera, than I can help sitting in a building waiting for them to show up on Sunday. That part. Okay? Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I don't knock them. To woe to you. That's what you like and that's what you choose. So be it. Been there, done that, and the detour came along. And I rolled with it. Faith in the frustration. Of course, at times we don't understand because it appears and seems like it doesn't make sense. But guess what? It's okay, in my opinion, to not make sense, but let it make dollars. How about that one, y'all? Let it make dollars. If it don't make sense, let it make dollars. Because I think the saying is, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Well, if it don't make sense, let it make dollars. Yeah, let it make dollars. Let it make dollars. All right, I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna stretch because y'all already know I've been dragged by a train, hit by a tractor trailer truck, just had my femur bone ripped out of my leg, still in physical therapy, back ache, back, hips, shoulders, and knees. What's that? Back, hip, shoulders, knees, back, hip, shoulder. I should make a song, right? I should ask one of my artists to make me a song out of that. But hey, let me take a break. Let me stand. Let me get a drink. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back shortly.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You gotta choose your side. You gotta choose your side. It's do or die. Uh-huh. I said it's do or die. I said it's conflict in all areas, nigga. You choose the side. You could win or you could lose, nigga. It's do or die. Energy don't lie, it just testify. For what they saying, I just look them deep into their eyes. Going against the God in me, now that's suicide. Higher self, higher level, higher wealth. To move like this, you gotta put your pride up on yourself. They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger.
Hey, what you say is true. The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken, I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking on water, now they really know I'm God body. Gifted from birth, so the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah, said I'm a fine diamond.
Shadow boxing and the Wu-Tang sword style.
No matter how hard they try, I found myself in divine timing. Now they follow what I say like my name Simon. Led the chosen ones to victory in divine timing. The time is near, the signs are clear. 144, activation is here. We rise in the vibration with no fear. Oh, the Thundercats we all hear. And now it just don't seem fair. It just don't seem fair.
All right, I'm back. I'm back, boy. I needed that stretch. I needed that stretch. So, when God is in the detour, boy, we ought to understand and recognize and know that when things go in a different direction than what we had planned, it's usually going to benefit you for your good. I know, like I said, may not feel good, may not look good, it may not even smell good. But guess what? It could be for your good. 9 out of 10 times, I mean, I've had some real strange, deep detours, and this pretty last one that uh accident that I was in 2023 was pretty devastating. I just knew I was a goner. I knew it had took me out. Someone had read the red light, ran a red light, totaled me out in a brand new vehicle, ripped my femur bone out, almost went into a heart episode, a heart attack, if you will. But God was in that detour. God was in that detour. I believe I was in some kind of semi what is it called? It's what is it called? It's right there at the tip of my tongue. Oh my. What is it called? ICU. But I wasn't actually, I might have been in it for maybe a day or when I came out of surgery. I'm not sure. But I was in a level right under ICU for about 3 days. And then, if you will, you know, I was moved to maybe on the fourth day to the rehabilitation side of the hospital, which was the Detour, because the type of trauma that my leg for the third time had impacted. The first time was the knee, the fibula cruciate ligament. I think they called it the meniscus now. I'm not sure, but back in the 80s, it was the fibula cruciate ligament. And then in 82, it was the tib fib in the ankle that had been snapped and crushed. And then here we are in 2023, it was the femur bone. Uh, y'all already know. I'm just like, okay, God. What, is it any other part of my body? I really did kind of question that, but I had faith in it, in the very frustration of it, because we were in the middle of trying to shake and bake and do some things. The artists we had built a studio over there and in a part of the city in Volusia County, and then to be interrupted abruptly, because when the captain of the ship, sometimes we got to anchor it. We don't got to stop everything, but when the captain, capina, whatever you want to call it, being a female, y'all know I'm being funny, but when the captain of the ship goes down in life, and I'm talking about real life, not no ship, no boat, because y'all already know when that happens sometime, it's like, what do they call it? Mayday, mayday. But in life, when the captain goes down, there's a detour, if you will, not even a detour, a hold, a standstill, for a short time, but things got to transpire and things have to go on. And I must say, they most certainly did, but not in the way that I had planned. And that particular accident caused for the move, if you will, to the location where we at now, to bigger and better, and never would have imagined one day maybe I'll give you guys a tour. But the ministry, the broadcast, the studio, ministry, church, whatever y'all want to call it, if you will, would have never developed to this level had not that accident happened. And that's God in the detour. Now, I I couldn't get it. In my opinion, it didn't make sense to me. Why again? Why the same leg? What am I being told? What is this all about? What are you trying to tell me? Of course I had those kind of questions and those kind of thoughts. But yet I never gave up. I kept moving forward. I kept listening to the echo. The echo, if you will, of the whisper. And the whisper would not let me throw in the towel, would not let me give up. I was determined. I was determined to do. I could have laid in the hospital, didn't participate, didn't want to go to therapy, didn't want to see a counselor, didn't. But I did, and I did some, and some above for the tragic incident that I had incurred. Ribs were broken, cracked. Oh man, some of the worst sleepless nights. Of course, they keep you comfortable, sedated with the chemicals, but the pain again. Like, okay, God, what are you trying to tell me now? What is it? What am I missing in the detour? Believe it or not, I was supposed to have been left that area. But we got plans and we're going to do it our way. I'm going to do it my way. No, nope. What I believe in, whom I believe in, what I believe in, had a different plan. And in my opinion, because I didn't heed to the signs, that prophetic where they show you and you get intuitions and you see things. No, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna stay over here because this way I've been for the last 20 something years. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm comfortable over it. No, sister, I'm gonna uproot you. And the only way I could get your attention apparently is to detour you. And to detour you in such a detriment, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to take you out. But I'm a detour the hell out of you, girl. And that was a great big devastation to me, in my opinion, because I could not believe that I was in another tragic accident of sort. Okay, because if tractor trailer truck, man, had colliding with a tractor trailer truck, going a tractor trailer truck coming across, and you hit it dead in the center, where usually it takes off the top of the car, and head gets chopped off in the whole nine. Ah, devastating. But believe it or not, crazy as it may sound, and crazy as it appears, it was later revealed to me that it was divine. What? So you mean to tell me, God, you know what I'm saying? That my detours were past tense, preparing me for where I sit now. There was times when I was in the ministry, I took a back seat as a pastor for placement sakes, for gifting and talent sakes. You there to help build, and some of them jokers' mindsets is if you're coming to take over, or makes no kind of sense. Makes no kind of sense. And guess what? It didn't even make dollars. Oh, it definitely didn't make no sense. But yeah, it was times in ministry where it was like, man, this can't really be the God they talking about, because that ain't what it's saying over here from the actions and the flack that I got. If I will, oh man. But that go back to we all humans operating in, I dare not say it, because I would have to strike that if I say what I really want to say yeah, about that. It would not it's not funny, but it's not good because a lot of people are still stuck over there in that world, in my opinion. And it's okay. It's because everybody has a right to choose to believe what they so desire to believe. If we could all understand that, we could get along. Get along to a certain degree, you know. Oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, there's certain things with detours. Yep. And definitely for ministry purposes and ministry sakes, my detour and all of that was to trust in the God that I believed in enough to build my own so that I can help many, and many benefit, and many do benefit, because my understanding of it all and what I understood my one of my giftings to be was a helper, that gave. And not for nothing, for some of the turn of events in my life, that I vowed that if I would ever come out of some of the detours that I had been in, I would so heartily position myself to give back the way it was given to me and my boys in some of my dilemmas in life. And I do it, we do it as a team so heartily. And I'm fanning on helping, really helping those that have a need. You can take it however you want to take it with me, but if you can buy me 10, 5, 3 book bags to give out to somebody, if I know you in position and able to do that, then there's no reason for you to be in my line, our line, to receive anything, because you're able to help me be able to help those that really kind of need. That's my mindset on my ability to help and my ability to give. I believe that people that donate their money to these charities and things, we should do due diligence. I know why I'm on this tangent, but I'm gonna share it anyway. We should do due diligence to make sure that the people that we're helping are people that really need it. Yeah, I've seen through my volunteer years. That's another part of me that I could talk real strongly on a lot of these charities and organizations, of some of the things that I've seen and I experienced. But I know for a fact, if some of the people knew where their money was really going and how their money was really being spent, they would stop. It's so unfortunate, it's so unfortunate. But that was one of my detours, after life had afforded me what it had afforded me, and so much trauma that put me in a position where uh, I was able to volunteer a lot of places. And I saw a lot. Which commissioned me to come to the Resound to build our own. Because then I get to do what I believe my God, whom I choose to believe in within me, what is beneficial to those that really need help. So I appreciate my detour in that fact because, in my opinion, my gifting and my talent wasn't too often always appreciated for what it really was. So, yep, my detour. And here I sit. But the reality of the matter is, my delays wasn't denial, it was divine by design. And one thing for certain, and two things for sure, God didn't change the promise, He just changed the path. Remember that. Your delay doesn't mean denial. It either was, or if you're going through something now, it is divine. And it is divine by design. Because God, or whatever it is you choose to believe in the greater power than yourself, didn't change the promise. The path was just changed. So Echo 5 speaks to the ones who thought they missed it. I sit here a living witness. You didn't. You most certainly didn't. I was rerouted for glory. Guess what? You were rerouted for glory, or you are being rerouted for glory. Let me help you out. Let me help you with the revelation in the reroute. At times, I thought I was off track. At times, I thought I was doomed. At times, I thought I would lose it. I thought I had lost it. I thought I would never come up off of it, never stop using it. I was off track. But guess what? Beknownst to me, my God was building something I couldn't yet see. Absolutely building something that I couldn't see. See, my detour wasn't punishment, it was preparation. It was preparation. Here I sit chatting and vibing with you today, with a multitude that will one day see this video. About my setbacks. So I thought at times. They weren't setbacks. They were nothing more than the setup for greatness, the setup for the overcomer that I am, for the queen warrior I dare to align with. Every detour I survived became a chapter in my life's story today. And now I use it to help others find their way. So I invite you to reflect on your own detours. You didn't fail, and you aren't failing. You may have been, or you are being rerouted. And guess what? Just guess what? If you're still breathing, whatever that is you say you believe in, I choose to call God, is still building. Is still building you every second of a day. You're tuning in to Let's Talk with Jazzy. If nothing else, always remember that greater source, that greater being, whatever it is you choose to believe in, was in or is in the detour. Delayed, denied, disappointed, rerouted. Know that you're being set up for the greatness, that you are. And like I said, if you're still breathing, you're still building. Keep believing, keep trusting.
Yeah. You gotta choose your side. You gotta choose your side. It's do or die. I said it's do or die. I said it's conflict in all areas, nigga. You choose the side. You could win or you could lose, nigga. It's do or die. Energy don't lie, it just testify for what they saying. I just look them deep into their eyes, going against the God in me. Now that's suicide. Higher self, higher level, higher wealth. To move like this, you gotta put your pride up on yourself. They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger.
What you say is true. The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken, I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking on water, now they really know I'm God body. Gifted from birth, so the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah. Said I'm a fine diamond.
Shadow box. And the Wu-Tang sword style.
No matter.
You thought the road was closed, the dream delayed, the promise forgotten, but God was never absent. He was in the detour. In the silence, he was speaking. In the setback, he was setting you up. He didn't miss it. You were rerouted for glory. See, Echo 5 is for the ones who feel lost in the shift, for the ones who thought the pivot meant failure. This is the reminder. The detour wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God didn't change the promise, he just changed the path. You thought the road was closed. The dream.
You gotta choose your side, you gotta choose your side. It's do or die. I said it's do or die.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned until next time.
I
I'll
said
see
it's
you on
conflict in all
Tuesday
areas,
evening.
nigga. You choose the side.
6,
You
7
can win or
o'clock.
you can lose, nigga. It's
I
do
don't
or
know.
die. Energy don't lie, it just
Whatever the detour.
testify for what they saying. I just look them
Stay
deep into
tuned and be
their eyes,
blessed
going
until
against
next
the God
time.
in me. Now that's suicide. Higher self, higher level, higher wealth. To move like this, you gotta put your pride up on yourself. They say money is power, but knowledge way stronger.
What you say is true. The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat
money is power, but knowledge way stronger. My soul pure gold, so I live way longer. My mind think righteous, yeah, my bloodline chosen. My energy is positive, words unspoken, I'm so illuminated. I shine brighter than Illuminati. Walking the water, now they really know I'm God body. Gifted from birth, so the life I face is hard body. Had so much love in my heart, they had to apply pressure. Now I'm a fine diamond, yeah, said I'm a fine diamond,